Hey, this is Noble. So let's talk about trading systems really quick. A system is what it sounds like. It's not you thinking, it's not gut instinct. It's something that's been developed, proven, should be proven, back tested, and has statistical relevance. Meaning, if you apply it in this scenario with this market environment, with certain parameters, certain criteria, that it should result in X outcome. Right? That's a system. So a lot of people don't actually teach systems. A lot of stuff on YouTube is just information. It's parts, pieces of systems. But to really not only develop, but to actually learn a true system takes time. It takes time. And that really is, I would say, the professional level. Professional level traders are those who they're really not even thinking anymore. They're just acting on instinct because they know their rules, their system so well. Right. So here's something I love doing in class. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Whether it's futures or foreign exchange, futures or options, I teach both. Next September this September 25th is my new 4-week live options class. October 23rd is my futures class. So this chart that you see below doesn't even matter what it is. You don't know whether it's stock, whether it's futures. It could be foreign exchange, crypto. It doesn't matter. Here's the beautiful part about financial markets. Everything is data. It's numbers. This is math. You can apply the same statistical principles to everything. The time frame for this chart, it could be a 1 minute or a 1 month, right? Technically, it doesn't matter if you have a system, right? So what I've developed over these last 15 years, I call it the Noble Woods method. It's amazing. It really is. It really is. It allows you to trade and know exactly where your entry and exit is, to be able to see the trades clearly, to recognize the trigger, to actually be able to anticipate the trade before it comes, because we're looking for something really specific that happens every day on every time frame. So it literally doesn't matter whether this was 1 minute super fast day trading or I was on the week chart trading Apple or the S&P. I'm going to fundamentally teach you how to do the exact same thing. And that's really, really powerful, and it's important. Why? Because your time frame that you trade, it needs to match up. It needs to be adaptable to your lifestyle. All right. Flexible enough for you to trade if you have extra time. But if all you can do, because you're crazy busy. I had somebody text me today, actually send me an email today. He took one of my earlier options classes. This is a period right now in his whatever he does, his profession. I forgot what he does. But he's just like, this is busy go season. He doesn't have time to look at charts during the week. Right. And he said, I love what you said in video number 1 about the week, using that week time frame, because I didn't get that. You're right. Like, it really does. The time frame matters. Right. So let me walk you through something really quick. Let's pretend this for a second is the 1 minute chart. Here's an exercise I love doing in my class with students live. And if you ever sign up for either one of these, we will be doing, right? So I got to push you. It's easy to look back and say where somebody would have entered a trade. It's easy to look back and say what you would have, could have, should have done. Only systems actually allow you to be able to go back and back test and say, oh, here was my entry. I would have lost. Here was a win. Here was a win, right? Because it's so rigid and precise. So what I love to do in class is this. We go bar by bar, candle by candle. All right, so what will I do? I'll say, well, hey, we got this candle. I'll ask them to assess based on the indicators that I use. Right, we first need to assess direction. As you can already see, this is in an uptrend. So just keep it simple. It's in an uptrend. This most current candle is where we always start from. So all I'll do is I'll call on somebody in class. They'll give me their analysis, and then I'll go to the next candle. And what I'm looking for is, can you recognize the trigger candle, which is the candle that is really key? Why? Because in a really great system, the trigger comes before the trade, right? So if you're confident and conscious enough to know that the trigger has or hasn't happened, if you're anticipating the trigger and you know exactly what that trigger is, it then gives you time to actually place your order to take the trade, right? So literally, it's weird, and I try not to say things that sound too good to be true, but my system, and because of how rigid it is, it actually allows you to always see your trades before they actually even happen. You should be prepared before the trade happens. Nothing should be, oh my goodness, here's a trade, let me get in. No, that's not a system. That's not advanced elite level trading. It's not. So what I do once again, and then I'll ask the student, hey, what do you think about this candle? And they'll say, well, no. Okay, and then we go to the next candle, and they'll say next candle, right? And it's literally as if I'm trading with them live in a very slow, like slow motion sort of flow. Why? Because I want to see if you can actually recognize the triggers. Because if you can't recognize the triggers, what are we talking about? What are we doing? That's the key to a really great system. It's the key to a really great system. And it's no different than playing basketball, NBA level, right? NBA, professional sport, knowing the play, knowing the strategy, and waiting for the defense to do something really specific to then pass the ball, right? It's the same thing. There's certain key points of a strategy that when this happens, you know to do this, right? And the best teams, they read the defense. Why? Because you know exactly what to do when this player does that thing, which sets up the play. When they give you what you want to happen, the market will give you what you want. You just have to know what you want and be patient enough to wait for it. Right. So once again, and then let's I'll do one last thing too. Let's just say for a second that let's say this candle here was the trigger candle. All right. I put a little box over it. Right. Why? Because your entry is above this box, above that bar. If the next candle gets above it, then now we're in the trade. Why? Because we would be placing the trade. If this was identified as a trigger, then I'm already, when this candle, like right before it closes, I'm placing my order above it if I'm bullish. Why? Because I want to get in and I don't want to have to chase it if it takes off. I actually want to get in on the next candle, hoping that it precedes this candle, breaks the high, and just keeps going. High probability trades. That's all you really want is technically fast money. But here's the great part. When I say fast money, you instantly probably start thinking about day trading. If this was the week chart, guess what? Now we've literally kind of paused time. We've slowed it down. You don't have to make decisions in lightning fast time, lightning fast speed. You have from Friday at 4:00 until Monday. You have the entire weekend to really check your analysis. Make sure this is the trigger. And if this is the trade that you should be in, guess what? You won't miss it because you were anticipating it before it even happened. And that's why a lot of people struggle with trading, because you don't actually have a real system, which is why this is what I teach. This is literally the core jewel meat of all of my courses, is this technical system that allows you to see entries, see the trigger, know exactly why you're entering, where, stop loss, precision before it even happens. And this is one of those examples, right, that I do in class. And we just go, and then I'll call on somebody. They might get it right, might get it wrong. We talk through the trade. I'll go to the next candle. Okay, we broke the high, so you're in now. What would you do, right? And we just kind of keep playing it out. Maybe they lost. In this example, if that was the trigger, if you told me that blue box was your trigger and price broke that low, we're now out. We took a small loss, true, right? But we live to trade another day. And I just want to show you this really quick. Last thing. If I go over to Apple, I just want to show you. I want to prove to you real quick for fun. Let's go to the week chart. So there's a trigger on Apple here. All right, this little candle right there, that little green candle. All right, week chart. So if I go back one here, if you had recognized that was the trigger, this is what Noble taught me based on the volatility, based on a little bit of statistics, just knowing, and it's real simple kind of visual cues that I use, but knowing price here has the highest chance of continuing to go higher. If you could recognize that was a trigger, week chart, you could have placed the trade Monday. Guess what? We opened higher, small pullback, and then let me just click a few candles. Still inside. Oh, went higher. We're in the money now. We're really, really good. Why? Because you bought 151 strikes. Right? 3 weeks later, you're up $9 on Apple. That's crazy. All right. 165, pulled back a little bit, went higher. All right. So even on the week chart, you can make amazing money. You don't have to, once again, be a day trader. So let me kind of zoom out of this. And I'll take take everything off for just a second. This was that last major, right? This was Apple. The last 23, 26 weeks. Strong uptrend. But would you have recognized the trigger early enough to have captured most of that move? If you missed it, because maybe, just life, would you then have known how to go from the week and say, I missed my entry on the week. Let me change the time frame. I still want to get in this because the week is to the longer time frame is telling me I have a great entry. We're getting more increasing volatility. People are still buying. It's not over. I can still make money. Would you have known what the very next trade was on the week, or would you have known how to scale down to a smaller time frame, day chart, and still get in this amazingly strong uptrend? That's why you need systems. That's what I teach. I want to teach you how to do all of that, because this was very easy. Very, very easy. Let me take that back. Very simple if you know what to look for. Easy to identify the triggers. The volatility, as you can see, was there, and price did what we wanted to do. Increasing, every single candle is going higher. And if you're trading a week chart, you don't need 20 weeks. 1 week, you may be up 100, 200% in 1 week. Right? So it's not about, once again, you're just going to keep hearing me say this during this series. If you can day trade, if that's your time frame, if you have the discipline, the coaching, the system, awesome. Kudos to you. Do it. I do it too. But that's the more difficult route. And I know I'm talking to a lot of working professionals and a lot of business owners. You need to start thinking about taking some percentage of cash flow and capital and putting it into this market using options. Slow flow week chart. It's so doable. It lets you slow the chart down, and you have time to do the analysis on the weekends. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Come back. We will just continue to keep going. 30 gems from Noble. Thanks for watching. I'd love to see you in class. As you know, September 25th is options. October 23rd is futures. Thanks for watching. Share this video with somebody that you know and that you love, who needs to really just kind of think about what a system is. You should know the triggers. You should see them very clearly. And that allows you to get ready for the trade days to weeks to hours before it even happens. Real systems are what you need. Thanks for watching. Peace.